What's going on? Once again, we're here. I.S.U.P.K Canada. I.S.U.P.K Canada, we here. You understand? You already know what it is. And I'm priest and officer 1000 out of y'all with the I.S.U.P.K, which is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Got it 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the community General YAHANNA. And to all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, y'all Bashim, y'all Shabbat. And to all my sisters, I say SHALAM, y'all Shema, after Bashim, y'all Shah. You understand? You understand? So you already know what it is, man. We coming to you, you understand? School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we are the home of the truth, man. You understand? If you didn't know that, for everybody that's out there, now you know exactly what's going on. Understand? So like, you give me a second right there. And joining with me is officer of 50, Shah One. Shah One, you go introduce yourself.
Colonel sir. Shalom Israel, Yah Bashim Shabrak Thumb, and to all the sisters, Yah Shema the Thumb Bashim El Shai. Officer 50 Shari 1 under commanding General YAHANNA. Understand? Tonight's the Saturday night scripture breakdown class.
Damn right. That a powerful priest in the I.S.U.P.K in Canada, man. A powerful man to stand up, understand, and do what others want to do, what others are scared to do. This man is doing it, man. Understand? And we have brothers and sisters, we have brothers everywhere in our zone in Canada, man. It's about time. If you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, come in class, man. Get in these classes, man, for real. Because you see the time, you see what's going on. You understand? You see exactly what's going on out there. There's nothing out there for us, man. The only thing out there for us is the truth. And the only truth, the real truth, you in the I.S.U.P.K, man. Understand? All right, that being said, we're going to talk about something that happened in Montreal, right? Something that happened in Montreal. Mexican sister, Israelite, from the I.S.U.P.K that just lost her life. You understand? Her name was Jeanette Zacharias Zapata. She's dead at 18 years old, please. I don't know. I mean, can you believe that? 18, you understand? She decided to go into boxing. Well, if she knew the Bible, if she knew the I.S.U.P.K, this is what we're telling you. It's right, it's a Native Indian woman. to come in the I.S.U.P.K, to come learn the role of a woman. I used to be, because we don't want another sister dead. We don't want another sister, you understand, that's being
Right.
molested, that's being you understand, prophesized because she could sell her behind. We don't want no more whores, no more prostitute in our race, and we stand for that in the I.S.U.P.K. We don't want no other sister that's being killed because of what? Because they don't follow the laws, because they don't follow what they got to follow, man. Instead, they want to chase the money. You understand? They want to be like the Edomites. They want to be like the oppressor. You know what? Everybody is equal. Everybody's equal. Then I could do whatever the hell I want to do. So I want to become a boxer.
Right.
I just become a boxer. Now you there. Now you there. And then before we go into it, I want to say condolences to the family. You understand? Condolences to the family and everything. You understand? But that sister, Officer Shawan, Trooper Brian Keller. Hey, shalom, shalom, Trooper. So y'all watching me on Shabbat Shabbat.
Yabashim
Yabashim
Shabbat.
Shabbat, Trooper.
You understand? That sister had a man. The soul and purpose of that man was to guide that sister, man. If that sister knew,
Right.
okay, if that brother knew about the explication, also elevated our soul, do what she got to do, but because of the lack of knowledge, this is why we die. Understand? This is why we are dead in the street. This is why we die every day. This is why we die in the ghetto because of the lack of knowledge, man. You understand? If somebody would have put that sister in the place, in the direction of the I.S.U.P.K, she would have been alive today. Understand? She ain't know no better. A man doesn't know any better. The man's job is to guide the woman in, understand, in the direct place, in the good place, so she could fulfill exactly a duty as God said she should do. You understand? But the man didn't know any better. Now you have an 18-year-old daughter, sister that's dead, man. 18-year-old sister is a correct Mexican sister that is dead. Because of why? Because of lack of knowledge. And we tell you that I.S.U.P.K is the cure to our community, you're gonna understand that. And you're gonna see death in the new way. You understand? You're gonna see death all around you understand, our people. Everywhere you turn, you're gonna see death. You know why? Because we don't follow the law. And all this is gonna prove I.S.U.P.K is telling you. That's all it's gonna prove. We've been telling you the truth. We've been showing you the right way. We've been showing you, you understand, the way not to die. But you don't want to listen. You want to be hard headed. Understand? Salah, salah. You can have a question. Understand? Okay, can you just no, that's the one. The other side, because there's what side? No, the other way, the other way. No, the other way because the cord is Shalom, since y'all Shema, y'all Shema, Officer Shawan, can you bring that article back, Baba Parker? Let's see what happened to
Sir.
the sister. And like a Super Barakiala, I don't know if you able to, but can you find a video about the sister fight? There's a video about the sister fight. You understand? On finding out, you trying to get that video about the question. You can share. All right, Officer Shawan, go ahead.
Vakyard one, you want to break it?
So like our search, so like that, Trooper, what you say?
I didn't hear what you said, Ado.
And can you get the video about the Mexican sister in Montreal that died after the boxing fight? Can you get that video, double question?
Come.
Let's get it. So Shalom, go ahead.
Come, sir. This is an 18-year-old boxer that dies after a match in Montreal. Quebec coroner to investigate. It says a young Mexican boxer has died days after being knocked unconscious during a match in Montreal and being taken away in a stretcher. The event's promoter has confirmed.
Like, you understand? She's 18 years old. She's not even in the
Right.
prime of her life. You understand? She's just starting to live, man. 18-year-old. Imagine that. We passed 18 right now. Most of us that's watching this class, we passed 18 years old. Now this is an 18-year-old sister that died, man. You understand? And you know what? When I look at the news in Montreal, this is not news. Nobody's talking about this. It's talking about, you understand? Us in the people in the United States talking about this, but Montreal
All right.
is not even talking about that. You understand? Justin Trudeau is not talking about that. You understand? Nobody in Montreal, nobody in Canada is talking about it. While an 18-year-old sister in Mexican just, you understand, died. You understand? And while she dead, you best believe there's Edomites that's making money. The oppressor is making money while she's dead right now.
Right.
You understand? And I believe, you understand, from the information that I got, you know how much she got for the fight?
Sir.
1,300.
Oh,
$1,300.
man.
$1,300. You understand? This is why she lost her life. $1,300. This is why we're losing our life in Canada, man. We're losing our life, you understand? We're destroying our life for, you understand, for the money, you understand? Not even something that we could say that's worthy. For $1,300. Now she's dead. Imagine that. Put that in your mind. Why? You know why? She would have been the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? She wouldn't have to pay. You understand? She would have been the I.S.U.P.K. for free. And she would have been alive today. For 100,000, you understand? $300. Now she's dead.
All right.
Now she's dead. It's like y'all, so y'all go ahead.
Come, sir. Jeanette Zacharias Zapata, 18, was taking part in the Jim Gala International Boxing event at the IGA Stadium in Montreal, Jerry Park, on Saturday night. She was fighting Quebec boxer Marie-Pierre Coulet, but fell unconscious at the end of the 4th round of a 6-round fight.
Salaka, preach. Now, you understand? She was fighting that Edomite, right? She was fighting that Edomite. After fighting that Edomite, you understand, on the 4th round, you understand, she gave up. She couldn't continue, man. And there's a story about that sister, right? There's a story about that sister where she was fighting in Mexico. You understand? She got injured in Mexico. She came in Montreal. They didn't even give her time to recuperate. You understand?
Right.
The oppressor is such a devil. They didn't even give it them, you understand? The mindset, you understand? Did she have trauma? You understand? Yeah, did she have missed something from the fight that she was fighting in Mexico? They didn't give it them. All they care about is the money that they get. They didn't give it them about that system. This is how they take advantage of you in Canada. They don't give a damn about what you're going through. As long as you could produce. Now, if you're gonna tell me that slavery is over, you're gonna tell me that slavery is over when everything that they show us is You gotta produce and produce and produce. You understand? There's people in Canada, right? In Montreal, where especially that black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, where they get hurt in their job, right? In their sleep.
Right.
Where they go to the doctor. And the doctor gonna say, well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with that person. Tell them to go back to work. Tell them to go back to work until we give a life to it. Wow. The Edomite, the president, they're gonna, you understand? In the same situation. And I seen it. I seen it in Montreal. Where you gonna have oppressor. I don't even have, you understand? They just, you understand, they shoulder hurt. Officer want. And you know what they're gonna say? Well, you know what? Your shoulder hurt. You can be working right now. You can be working right now. Even though they're faking,
Right.
even though they're faking, they're gonna say, I'm gonna sign a paper for you. But because we are the black Indian, they don't give a damn about us. Now you see him. Now you see him. Now you seen that sister, you understand? That guy is 18 years old, man. Understand? And Sarah got of Zion Shalom, sister out smart up about she 18-year-old out. Understand? When I read this story, this broke my heart out. 18-year-old. Understand? And she got beat up by the Edomite. Understand? This breaks my heart. And you when you look at the video, the Edomite, the Edomite devil, the Edomite dog is celebrating and everything. While this sister was just injured in a fight previously in Mexico. Understand? They put her in the ring with that Edomite. And when you look at that Edomite was way bigger. She looked like, you understand, a transformer. She looked like a transformer. She was bigger than our sister. He got killed for $1,300. Go ahead, Salaka. Go ahead.
Come.
Shalom, Yabashim Yashabakta.
The event's promoter
Hey,
announced Zapata's death on social media late Thursday, saying she died at around 3:45 p.m. We would like to offer our most sincere condolences to her family, loved ones, friends, and especially her husband, Giovanni Martinez, who was at her bedside until her last moments, the statement said. Giovanni is devastated and extremely upset, as reported by CBC News. Our hearts and prayers go out to her family and friends.
Understand? And this is why it's like this is why I we're gonna say condolences and understand to the sister and may she rise in power, right? But that sister should have, you understand, knowing that I.S.U.P.K, if she would have known that I.S.U.P.K, if she would have known Officer SHALAM, if she would have known, you understand, Officer Zabaji, if she would have known Officer Yarad, if she would have known, you understand, myself, the troopers, Trooper Satan, Trooper Rakela, you understand, Trooper Squad, she would have been alive today. She would have been alive today. That sister, 18 years old, died in the ring. Got beat up by them oppressors for $1,300. This is why we died. This is why our life is worth in Canada, in Montreal. $1,300. Understand? And they don't give a damn about it. Like I said, when you're gonna look at the story of that sister, you know what? She was in the fight in Mexico. And she got injured in the fight in Mexico. The promoters, you understand, are the one that killed her. Those people, you understand, that surrounded her are the one that killed her. Because they knew that she was injured. They didn't even check, you understand, her well-being, the mind state. You understand what she's going through, and you understand if she's physically able to compete. They killed her. Understand? And like I said, they don't give a damn about us in Montreal. Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian, they don't give a damn about you as long as you could produce. You are a slave in Canada. You are a slave in Montreal, man. You are a slave in Toronto, man. As long as you could produce, that's all they care about. Understand? That's all they care about. As long as you could produce. And let's say you understand you're going through this, you're going through that, they're gonna say, well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with you. Go and produce. Go back in the field. Make that money for myself, man. That's what it's about. They don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about, you understand? If we're sick, if we're this, if we're that. All they want is their money. You seen it in front of your eyes. You understand? That sister would have been alive today, knowing the I.S.U.P.K. Now you have the Christian religion, right? And most likely she was a Christian. She believed in, you understand, Mary and everything, Jerusalem Marie in French, you understand, and so on. You understand? The Christians are not gonna talk about it. You understand? Nobody cares for her but the I.S.U.P.K, man. Nobody else outside of the UPK really cares about this system. And this is why we're bringing that story forth. This is why we're telling you if a sister, that sister, and any other sister, you understand, in the same situation as her, knew about the I.S.U.P.K, she would have been alive today. You understand? Officer Shaw wants to come to Salakia. Go ahead. And Trooper Satam, get Genesis chapter 3, verse 16, Bible question ready for me. Trooper Satam, right there. All right. Officer Shaw 1, and just left. I think this morning. I mean, probably bugging, man. We're in Montreal, in Canada. You understand? Like, you can do whatever you want to do in your computer, in your phone, the whole day, the entire day. But as soon as these class come, this is where you're gonna find trouble. Trooper Barakela, and bring me to Genesis chapter 3, verse 16.
Khan Wakan. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
Okay, come. Select, officer. Select, officer. Select, word. Select. Now, this is the Most High, right? This is the Most High talking about the woman, the job of the woman. After Eve sins, you understand? God laid out exactly what's gonna happen to Eve and you understand, to the woman, you understand, that those women that came after Eve, right? Now, when we go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 16, when we talk about Eve and everything, the first thing that the woman gonna say, well, you know what? It was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve's plural. You understand? They're gonna tell you what, you know what? The first couple was, you understand, a man and a woman, so a man should always be with one woman, right? But what the trooper gonna read right now, they're not gonna bring that out. Keep on going, trooper.
Stack, you want me to read it again?
Trooper Barakela, keep on going.
Khan Wakan. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat
Go
of
back
it.
to verse 6. Salaki,
Cursed
go
is
back
the
to verse
ground
6.
for thy sake. In
Salaki,
sorrow thou
Salaki. Go back to verse 16.
Wakan. Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall.
Wait. Wait. Salaki, and thy what?
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
Wait. Trooper. And thy desire. What? The word desire. What does it mean? What is the definition of the word desire?
Salaki Adawan. And the word desire, the definition is an inclination that wants to things.
Salaki, go ahead again because you cutting off over here.
Inclination to want things.
So it's to want, right? The word desire, I mean that's something you will want. So this is talking about the woman. This is what you to want. You understand? You say you love God. You say you care about God. You say as a woman, you say you understand. Well, Christ is my husband, right? I don't know how that happened. Also, Zabad, hey, shalom, peace, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh.
Hey, shalom, Adawan, shalom, Akim, Yahaba, Shem, Yahshua, Bakatam.
Yabashim Yashabakta.
You understand? I don't know how that happened. That is your husband, but your desire should be. Keep on going to provide that.
And he shall rule over thee.
And that desire. Go after that desire.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule
And
over
that
thee.
desire. So that's like go ahead again, you cut it up.
Karawakan. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
Wait. Like a desire should be about boxing.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
So Salakia, Tuba. You understand? A desire should be about running tracks.
And a desire shall be to thy husband.
This is what your desire should be about. It should be about your husband. And your husband is the man you having sex. Desire should be about making him great, making him shine. You understand? Worry about it. That's what God said. You understand? I didn't say it, it's in the Bible. Your desire should be about your man, woman, not about boxing, not about getting a belt. Well, you know what? That's just the God boy, you understand? For a belt that she never had and she never will have right now. Because she thought, you understand, I could be just like a man, you understand, and go box. Let the men fight. Let your man should fight, and the fight that he should have is being in this class. Get fighting for his people, man. Understand? This is why you understand our community is destroyed because we want the lead and the woman to lead. We want the woman, you understand, to fight instead of us. And you woman, instead of getting your position, you want to do just like the white woman. You want to be exactly just like your their oppressor. While the Bible said, "Do not envy your oppressor." Your desire should be about your man. You should care about that man. Every thought in your mind should be about your man. You have a man, that's why you should think. You should wake up and think about that man. Before you go to bed, think about that man. Not find ways you understand to go and box. You understand now you that's in the Bible. You understand? That's what God said. Your desire should be about your man. Now you have the oppressor that's gonna tell you, you know what? You are equal to the man. You could do whatever a man could do. And you know what the oppressor does at the same time? They put transsexual exactly, you understand, in your place. Now transsexual, you understand, beating your behind up in sport. Now transsexual, you understand, taking over exactly women's section in sport and so on. Because even them they believe that a woman should be about a man. This is your job as a woman, is to be about your man. You have sex with a man, think about that. Before you have sex with that man, you should think about, well, you know what? Do I really want to be with him? Do I really want to care for him? That's what your man idea should be about. Read it again, to Keller.
Kanada Wakan. Unto the woman he said,
Go ahead.
I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
That desire should be. Wait there. That desire should be unto that husband. Understand? That means you will want you will care for your man, not bucks. Understand? Everything that takes your mind away from your husband, understand, is against the Most High as a woman. You understand? Like I said, you wake up in the morning, think about how you should please your man. Before you go to bed, think about, did I please my man every righteous way I could? That's what you should do as a woman. If that sister Zapata knew it, she would like to be. And it's sad to say that sister had a man. She had a man. Understand? Being in ignorance, that man didn't even know the role of the woman. Understand? And this is why she's dead today. He didn't know, you understand, that the woman should not be boxing and fighting and everything and so on. I know it looks good. I know it looks good, and I mean it brings us pride when you see, you understand, those sisters running track field, you understand, those sisters are boxing, those sisters are doing all these things, you understand, and winning. It makes us feel good, right? But that's not their job. Read that part again, Trooper Brother. And that
And thy
desire,
desire shall be to thy husband, and he
that
shall
desire should
rule
be unto
over
that.
thee.
You understand? And go ahead, read that last part again.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
What does that mean? He shall rule over you.
Salak Yadawan,
Go ahead.
he shall make the decisions,
Go ahead. Give it to me like in the Triple Saddam, go ahead. So like a Triple Saddam, go ahead, and then you mute it. Mute yourself. Go ahead. Your mic is muted.
Salaki Adwan, she shall obey her husband.
She shall, you understand? God, she shall obey, but give it to me more, like I mean more in depth. He shall rule. He shall rule. That means the man shall rule over the woman, right? Yes, she will obey, but what is the man's job in that instance?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. The man's job is to lead that sister.
Give it, man. Give it, man. Give us a surprise, man. That's what I'm looking for. The job of the man is to lead that sister. You understand? The job of Zapata man should be, you know what? You're not gonna go box. Even though I know that's what you love, even though I know that's what you crave, but you're not gonna do that. You understand? But you know what? I'll go into that matrix and make you go. You understand? I'll make you some fire. You won't about boxing no more, and you follow my lead. That was his job, man. That's the job of the man, to guide that sister, to guide that black Hispanic and Native Indian sister in the righteous place, so she doesn't lose her life. So she doesn't lose her life. So she won't be dead at 18 years old. That's the job of the man, to guide.
Salakia, sir, if I may.
Understand? And Barakela, read that last part again.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
And that desire shall be, unto thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Understand? Yo, man, you men supposed to rule over these women, man. Now we have a sister, you understand that? You understand? And I'm pretty sure that she was wearing at 18 year old, she was wearing the pants in the house. She know how to box. You understand? That brother was probably scared, you understand? He might get boxing and everything in the house. You understand? Let her box. Now she lost her life. Now she's not alive anymore. You understand? Now it's
Right.
peace. Now we gotta say condolences, you understand, to the family. All he had to do is guide that sister, you understand, to the right place. And he wouldn't know that except if it's in the I.S.U.P.K. Now you understand why the I.S.U.P.K is the best place for our woman. You think we all, you understand, against women. You think you understand that we treat women like slaves. We that you're royalty. You should not be a whore. You should not be and take the place of a man. Understand? But you should listen to guidance. You should listen exactly to what the priest and prophet of the Most High is going to say. Like this, you could live your life. Like this, you understand? And young man, Kejo, hey, Shalom, warrior, God bless you, understand? This is what our women got to understand, and this is what our men got to learn. Understand? And if anybody out there, you understand, any priest or prophet, you understand, Officer Shawan, Officer Sabaja, Officer Urad, hey, Shalom, priest, y'all about to anybody want to add something, well, feel free to do so, right? As well for you troopers. You want to add something, you want to understand, you want to ask, bring a scripture, you understand, elaborate, all right?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. 1 second. Salakia, sir. Can I, Salakia, sir, what I wanted to say is, like, this is the oppressor's fault, right? The oppressor told our sisters that they're on equal ground with men, right? Salakia, sir. I'm just trying to find the scripture right quick to bring out my point. So, Salakia, can one of the troopers find me the man is the head of the woman,
One count.
right? Just type that in. The man is the head of the woman, and Christ is the head of man, right? And when you have that, pull that for me, right? But this is the oppressor's fault, right? The oppressor told our sisters that they are equal to a man. So now our sisters, they think they want to put on police uniforms, right? They want to down there put on firefighter uniforms and go run into a burning building, right? They want to ride around with guns on their hips and think that they're actually doing something for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Our sisters have lost their way so much because of the pastors, because of the oppressors. They think they can join the army. And now we lost a sister because she thought she was as strong as a man and she can get hit in her head and everything will be all right. Right? The Lord is showing her different. May she rise again to come into this truth. Right? But sisters, you gotta look at this and see that you are not equal to a man. There is a hierarchy to everything, right? There's definitely a hierarchy to everything. Who has that scripture for me?
Salakia, the one.
Khan.
This is First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is man,
Right, hold that
and the
right
head of
there.
Christ is.
Hold that right there. You're seeing that there is a hierarchy, right? Read it again from the top. Baba Kasha.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Right? Stop right there. Right? The head of man, even the man in the house, he has someone he has to answer to. He has someone he has to follow. He has someone that he has to look for leadership. That is our King Yahushua. Read.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Sisters, you have a head, right? This is like we're supposed to be one body, right? The arms do not make the decision, right? The arms do what the head tells them to do. Sisters, you got to play your role and understand that there is a man in your house for leadership, whether that is your father, whether that is your uncle, or whether you have a husband. There is a man in your house for leadership, for protection, right? How can you be protected if you're not doing the things to be protected? That sister was not protected, right? Her loved ones they didn't lead her and guide her like they were supposed to, right? And now we're seeing the results of thinking that you could do whatever you want in this kingdom, right? The oppressor, his main goal is to break up the black family, make these women think that they are men, make them be less feminine. It's time for sisters to be feminine again, right? And if the oppressors wanted to make America great again, we're gonna make black people great again. Sisters, you gotta do that by being feminine again. Shalak, yes, sir.
Please, please. What you're saying is exactly, you understand what it needs to be said, you understand? And just like I was saying, you understand, in the beginning of this class, I was saying that this sister, she was in Mexico, right? She was into a fight in Mexico. She got injured in Mexico. She came back home. They didn't even give a damn about her well-being. And just like you
Right.
said, it was the man's job to protect her. That man should be say, you know what? Nah, my woman needs some days off. You're not well, baby. You're not gonna go to work. You're not gonna go box now. You was injured in Mexico. You know what? My job is to protect you. It's to care for you. But you know what? 1,300. I guess I was in this. This is why she died for her. And $1,300. You understand? This is what she waited for. Understand? For that match. It's crazy, huh? Understand? Why it was the man's job to protect her. Understand? You already know that these Edomites don't give a damn about you understand? About our people. Matter of fact, somebody like us as the Bible was saying, and that you know what, you're not equal to a man.
So,
Somebody bring me to the
Salakia, sir, you were breaking up?
God, so like, you understand? And somebody bring me to you understand to the woman is the weaker vessel.
One
The
can.
precept about the woman the weaker vessel. Understand? You're not equal to a man. You see a man do something. Matter of fact, understand? I'm on Instagram, right? I'm on IG. I say I'm on IG. I see women that doesn't even look like women no more. Understand? I see women with muscle on top of muscles and everything. I'm like, what the hell is this? Understand?
Good man.
This goddamn thing is. You understand? Like, I was about a few pictures. You understand? Maybe we could have this for the podcast and everything. You understand? But I see women. You understand? With muscle. There's a beautiful Cuban sister. You understand? On IG. Right? That beautiful sister, you understand, before everything else, she was sexy, she was, you understand, she was smooth. Now, I look at that sister, she got more muscle than me.
Salakia, so I got that verse for
You
you.
understand?
Good night, sir.
You understand? Hold on a second. You understand? She got more muscles than me. And like she got muscle on top of muscles on top. Like even her face changed. Now she doesn't have that smooth face no more. Now she got a square face just like a man. You understand? Why? Because of the oppressor. Because the oppressor make you believe that you could be like a man. That you could be equal to a man. That's not what.
Salakia, so you're cutting out?
Go ahead, read what you got.
First Peter chapter 3, verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as the weaker vessel, and as being heir
Oh,
together of grace.
wait. Deal with them according to what?
Knowledge.
Wait. So, Trooper, if I go let my wife box and you understand, get you know, that with her and guiding her according to knowledge.
Salakia Adwan, you're cutting up.
The oppressor is the damn people. So the oppressor is the damn bad who the Bible speaking. But Trooper, if we're to knowledge.
Salakia, sir, I'm not hearing your question.
Is it let's say you have a woman, right? You have a woman, you let her go box. Now she's just like our sister. Is that dealing with her, you understand, guiding her according to knowledge?
La, sir, you didn't do your job properly.
Right.
Why not?
Because those aren't womanly things. You should have told her not to risk her life in the boxing match.
God, now keep on reading. You're gonna see why not. Keep on reading.
I'll start from the top. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being
Wait. Giving. So like a word. It's like give honor unto the wives, man. Now everybody gonna take it up. We in the I.S.U.P.K, right? I sure then we all like black men and we you know what I mean bump up our chests and everything. And they're gonna be like, you know what, these men, you understand, they're against women. We love black Hispanics and Native Indian women, man.
Come,
You
come,
understand? And if I could say, we the only ones that really love black Hispanics and Native Indian women.
come,
Right.
come.
We the only ones that really care about our women, our sisters, man. You understand? We deal with our women, you understand, just like they are the weaker vessel. And you know what? Our woman is not gonna go in ups. They're not gonna go, you understand, and run tracks. They're not gonna, you understand, do like they are, act like they are men, you understand? Like because we give honor to them. We show you exactly your place. We show you exactly what you should do. We show you that you should honor your man and you should live. You should wake up and think about your man, think about your family, think about your house, how you should understand. Build your house instead of destroying it, man. And you know what? Knowing that, that's just the way in a
Salakia. Officer Adiyar is cutting out for a second, right? And he's definitely right. Salakia. Trooper, read that precept one more time.
Kana one kan. Do you want me to start from the top, sir?
Khan, you can start from top.
Kana one kan. First Peter chapter 3, verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as
Right.
being heirs.
Hold that right there, right? So
Kana one
like
kan.
Officer Adiyar was saying, Salakia, sir, are you back?
come on, but you could you
Khan, throw out, sir. Right? Like Officer Adiyar was saying, right? Husbands, you're supposed to know that there are roles that your sister, your wife, right? A wife is still a sister, so that's still your sister. Treat her like a sister, right? You're supposed to know that there's still roles that your sister's supposed to play. Your wife, your rib, she's supposed to have certain roles, right? Her role is not to be in she's not supposed to be going to war, right? Let her go to war inside that house with those children, right? To raise up those children. Let her go to war with those children so they can come in with straight A's, right? So we can raise up more intelligent, more educated priests and prophets, more warriors, right? We need our men to listen. Basketball is not the only way out. Who gives a damn about rap music? That is
Kana
not the
one
only
kan.
way out, right? We need brothers who are accountants, who are doctors. We need more scientists, right? Let your rib go to war with those children so they can get their books right, right? Salakia. There was one more thing I was gonna say, right? You can keep reading that precept.
Kana one kan. Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
Right. Listen, your wife sees a damn mouse like scurry across that living room. She's quick to jump on that couch. She is not supposed to be in the role of a leadership in that house, right? She's not supposed to be displaying masculine energy, right? Masculine energy is not getting a sister anywhere in the world except for a wooden box, right? That's the only place masculine energy for a sister is going, because she's gonna think that she could go out and fight a man, right? We just did a story the other day in the podcast about a sister who thought she was securing something, right? She thought that the oppressor told her she could be a security guard. Some devilish Edomite came in and murdered that sister. He let her know you're not securing nothing, right? And the oppressor, he's been a murderer from the beginning, right? He was just doing what he does, right? It's better for a sister to why risk your life in the boxing ring when you can risk your life to bring in a warrior, to bring in a priest and prophet, to bring in the next princess, right? Risk your life to bring in the 144,000, right? That's what you're supposed to do instead of being in a boxing arena, right? It's Salakia, sir. If I may, can I get a preset code? Salakia, Trooper Satham, get me
Okay.
Deuteronomy 28 and 56, brother.
Okay. Deuteronomy 28.
28:56.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 56.
Right.
The tender and delicate women
The what?
among you.
Wait. Slow down. Our sisters are supposed to be what? Now start from the beginning.
The tender and delicate women among you.
Our sisters are supposed to be tender and delicate, right? She's not supposed to be rough, right? She's not supposed to be like now. She's not supposed to be no coward, right? But she's not supposed to be a rough. That's what she has a roughneck already. That's the man. That's it. That's the one in the house, right? She has a man who's gonna risk his life to protect his whole family, right? She's not supposed to be roughneck. She's not supposed to. She's not supposed to be walking around talking about I got muscles. I could box. Right? I could kickbox. I could go to the UFC and get my face punched off for some money. Right? Read.
Which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground.
Hold that right there. Right? Like where you're finding out how much of a princess the daughters of Zion were. Right? They wouldn't even adventure, right? A venture meaning like to think about going outside, to go on a journey. They wouldn't adventure to set their feet, the sole of their feet on the ground. Read it one more time from that part so that people can hear it.
Which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for
Right?
delicateness.
That is a princess, right? That's how our sisters are supposed to be. Our sisters aren't supposed to be, well, give me those 12-pound gloves and tape me up, right? Put that Vaseline on my face so I can get punched in the face over and over again by a leather glove, like some damn maniac. Read.
For delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
Right. Now, for this is a curse. This is a curse that our sisters go through for not following the laws, right? They become evil towards their husband, thinking they're the husband, thinking they're the one that's supposed to rule. She's not supposed to listen to her man. There was some man in her life that told his sister, you know, you're not supposed to box. You listen, to say it in the most like the best way to say it is some man once told her that you're too pretty to be boxing. Right? When you look at the picture of the sister, she ain't bad. She's not bad looking. She could have got a husband. There was probably a she could have got a husband that would have protected her. Right? She could have probably got any man of her nation when she walked down the street. She didn't look bad, right? But she becomes evil towards her husband, thinking that she is now in control. Read.
And towards her son, and towards her daughter.
Right, and that's just something that happens to our sisters, right? They start to think like they're men, right? They get on Steve Harvey time and think like a man, and listen, now their whole house is destroyed. Every sister who's ever thought like a man doesn't have a house, not a happy home, right? Just do the statistics, right? You'll find out. Salakia, sir, I'm gonna hand the class back over to you.
Give the preacher a hand, man. what else is about what was saying is exactly what it is. I said, our woman should not want to come in the boxing ring, understand, running track, but you should do something. You should build your house. Just like we read in Genesis, right? Genesis 3. Understand? Your desire should be on your man. Understand? This is what a woman should want to have. A man, and I take care of that man, and I build a family, build a house for that man, and I take care of that. That's the idea of a woman. That's what you. But because of the them, now what happens? You think, well, you know what? I could do whatever a man does. While this is destroying our people. Now you see exactly understand. It's like I said, noise, you understand, we got people. Understand? But this is why exactly I mean that sister died. That sister died because she didn't even know she didn't know exactly how to conduct it. What is her role? Just like a man has a role, the woman has a role. Somebody bring me to Proverbs chapter 31, verse 25. Proverbs 31, verse 25.
So like I don't know what was the verse?
And 25.
Kawakan. Proverbs 31, chapter 25. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice. Kawakan.
Wait a second, too. Now, this is talking about the woman, right? We know that Proverbs 31 is talking about the woman. Now, when it says strength, does that mean that the woman should be in the ring and staying, getting her face knocked out and everything, beat up and everything? Does that mean that? Is it talking about that kind of strength? So what is it talking about? What is it talking about?
The strength of motherhood.
Because when the woman that today will say, like word. The woman today should be like, well, you see, he talks about the woman should have strength. You understand? The strength is my clothing. I'm gonna understand. I'm gonna push that weight. I'm gonna push that weight down. You understand? Build my body, have muscle on top of muscles and everything. Have more muscle than you understand. Also, says Baja, also Shawan. You understand? She puts her thumb, she puts her calendar. You understand? Also your rod. You understand? Than myself, I'm gonna have more muscle than them. You understand? Strength is my. Understand? But what is it really talking about? Really talking about? We hear about strong black woman, strong independent black woman. So what is this verse is talking about? What is the meaning of this verse, of this part of the verse? Where it says strength.
So, okay, sir.
Go ahead.
Her strength is her strength is the strength of being able to endure in the truth, right? To endure next to a man when he tells her, listen, no, you can't do that. You're not doing that. That's not what you're doing. You want to, Salakia, like sometimes a wife is not gonna get the decision that she wants from a man. And that like when she can humbly accept that and accept his leadership, that is her strength. And we give her honor for that. Salakia said.
Right, right. You understand? That's exactly what it is. Now, I don't know if y'all ever seen this or realize this. You see it, you understand? The Bible says a man who have multiple wife, right? Now here comes a woman that accepts this. That woman is powerful. She has it takes strength for a woman to accept that you want my man to have another woman. It takes strength. You understand? It takes strength for my, you understand? For let's say you understand you're a woman, let's say my man doesn't live next to me. He lives in another place. Well, I'm still gonna be down with him, despite I don't see him every day, despite I'm not with him every day. You understand? Understand? It takes strength to wake up next to your man every day, even though that man might have problems. You know what I mean? Even though you might not want, you understand, or love everything he does. You understand? It takes strength, you understand, to do without him. That's the strength it's talking about. It's not talking about you going and be a boxer and you understand, boxing every other, you understand, woman out there, and yourself you box until you die. It's not talking about that. But it's talking about what? How you building your house. How you build your house. That's the strength that you need. You understand? As a woman, this is the strength that you need. You don't need to look like a man. You don't need to understand to act like a man and to be like, you know what, if I act like a man, you understand, I won't be treated this way. You know, the strength that you need is in building your house. The strength that you need is to
Right.
love that black, Spanish, and Native Indian man with everything that you have, man. That's the strength that you need. Understand? It's not in being well, you know what? I could do everything by myself. I don't have to ask questions. I don't have to ask no I don't have to beg for ID. That's not the strength that you need. The strength that is taking care of your house and knowing how to do it, man. Understand?
So like, yeah, Officer RDR, he's still breaking up, right? If any of the Akium have anything they wanna add, go ahead, right? Who was reading that precept? Read it one more time.
One con. Proverbs 31, verse 25. Strength and honor are her clothing.
Right, hold that right there, right? So a lot of times our sisters, like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we go through hardships, right? Right. You have to give honor to a sister who gets up every day, right, and works an honest job, right? She's not influenced to go take her clothes off for money, right? Her clothing is her strength. She's willing to endure, to fight, to get somewhere in life with morals, right? Our sisters right now, listen, man, like the morality in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community, man, it's at a low right now, and that's why they need the I.S.U.P.K. So they can have shepherds, actual leaders that are gonna teach them it's like what morality is, right? What's the way to govern yourself? How to how to wear modest clothing, right? The Lord now, it, every sister is down there on OnlyFans, right? Like the Lord, we pray that the Lord shuts down OnlyFans and these sisters have to go get a regular job, right? Because all she's gonna do, she's destroying her house before it's even built. Listen, no man is trying to marry a woman on OnlyFans, right? You might listen, they might sleep with you for a second, but they're not trying to marry you. They're not trying to take you seriously. And good night to any brother who's trying to take a woman who exposes herself on the internet for damn near $200 a month on trying to take care as a wife, right? Like you're going to have a terrible home, right? The children are going to see these videos, right? So we have to give honor to these sisters who know morality. We have to give honor to sisters who are in the truth, right? Who are coming into the truth and taking the time to learn, right? Because outside of here, man, sisters are just walking down the street naked, right? Like they have these tight little dresses that it leaves nothing to the imagination, and the dress doesn't even go midway down the thigh, right? It's like she might as well be wearing like a plastic bag, right? Just get not even a plastic bag. What do they call it? That saran wrap, and just start to wrap it from the top of her bosoms all the way down to like quarter thigh, and that's what she's wearing outside. Right? Read again.
Wakan. Her strength and honor are her clothing,
Read.
and she shall rejoice in times to come.
Right. Right. And we're gonna give honors to these sisters, and they're gonna rejoice in these times to come. Salakia. One moment. Right. Like. Listen, man. We have amazing sisters in the ISUPK, and they get the honor. Right. You might see every once in a while a video of someone calling. Look, just look at the Harlem cookout. Right. Sisters were called up and given honor at the Harlem Cookout for being excellent sisters, right? And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to give strength, like we're supposed to give honor to our sisters who show strength and show endurance when it comes to their husbands. Show the endurance to stay in the truth, right? So yeah, 1 second. Right, jump down to verse 10, Baba Kashan.
Wakan. Proverbs 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Right, like sisters, you're not supposed to be in no boxing ring. You're not supposed to be walking the streets half naked, thinking that you could just do whatever you want. Right? You're supposed to understand that that a virtuous woman is worth more than just add up every little shiny trinket in the earth and give it a value. Right? One virtuous sister is worth more than that. Right now, what do you think is going to happen to the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community when you have a whole community of sisters becoming virtuous, dressing in modesty, right? Listen, now this falls onto the brothers too, because like you have sisters who dress half naked because brothers look at that shit and they don't check these sisters. Right? If I see a sister walking down the street half naked and she looks at me, I don't even look at her. You don't get my time. Like straight up and down, you don't get my time. I'm not no simp ass nigga. I have morals. Like I'm not looking at no damn sister half naked. She thinks she's gonna get my attention because she's half naked, showing every like. So what's for me now? Right? You just showed everything to everybody. What's for me? Right? Like, and again, our sisters, there's a role that these sisters are supposed to play. Our sisters, it's a wonderful role, right? You won't find a story in the Bible of a sister going into going into a boxing ring just to be a man, just to be a act like a man without cause, right? Without cause, like it, now if that sister was to say like, listen, I'm going into that boxing ring to save the nation of Israel, well, you know what? May the Most High be with her, right? But that she was doing this for money because the oppressor told her that money's everything, and to get that money, you gotta act like a man. Right. Any of the Akim have anything they want to add? Feel free. Right. Read that verse one more time.
Kind one cancer. Proverbs 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Right. A virtuous woman, like that's what you really want. You want a sister that's virtuous, right? You want a princess. You want, like we read earlier, that like these sisters back in the day, man, they weren't even even like stepping outside like that. Like listen, nah, they ain't even trying to walk, right? That's what you want. You don't want some sister telling you, no, no, I'm the breadwinner, so I'm going to make the decisions in the house. Listen, I can box like a man, right? Listen, I'm going to join the army and I'm going to put my life on the line for some oppressor. Like that doesn't even make sense. Like you've never seen any princess, right? Like even the oppressors, so-called princesses who are just mutts. They're just dogs. You've never even seen them go to war. So what is with sisters trying to act like men? Like who taught you to act like that? That's not your role, right? Now, even think about does any of the Akia remember that I think it was the NFA, a group of black men. One their leader got charged with some type of fraud, I believe, right? But they were walking around during like the whole pandemic, during like the protests of in America of police brutality, and they had brothers and sisters. They even had the sisters front line with marching in rank with rifles. Anybody remember that?
One can.
Officer Shariwan, are you there?
Come on, sir. I'm lagging a little bit.
Come. Baba Kashar, if you could find that picture of I think it was the not effing around, right? That's what they call themselves, a group of black people with sisters in their ranks holding rifles, acting like they were going to war.
Come on, sir.
Right? You have to understand that there is no beauty in seeing a woman act like a man. Right? Yeah. So okay, one second. I'm looking for a piece of right quick. Right. There's no beauty in our sisters dressing like men and acting like men. Right. Trooper Baraki Allah. Get me Ephesians 5:22, Baba Kasha.
Khan.
Right. There's no glory in our sisters acting like men. Right. Salakia.
Salakia, other one.
Right. This is them, right? Now look, see if you can find one of the pictures where they had like sisters, right? Specifically, we're looking for a picture with a sister. Because this is, oh look, there's one right there. Salakia. Now I'm assuming that's a sister. For some reason, based off the long hair, I'm assuming that is a sister, right? But nevertheless, this group, Salakia, hold up 1 second. Salakia, Officer Shariwan, you can get rid of that picture, right? But this was a group that was treating our sisters like they were supposed to be frontline fighting a war with us, right? I'm gonna hand the class over to Officer 5000 Aban. Y'all watching y'all sir.
Yabashim Shabak Thumb. All right, I appreciate Priest Officer 500 Zabad holding it down. First of all, can everyone hear me? Okay, so like pardon me for my setup in a different location right now. My usual location for the setup that I use. But in any event, we're gonna rock the class out. I'm gonna finish it out. Those of you that don't know, I'm Priest Officer 5000 above, camp and school leader of I.S.U.P.K Canada, and I have under me man over the Toronto GTA zone, Priest Officer 500 Zabadjian, priest and officer in charge of the Montreal, Quebec, and Ottawa zone. It's priest officer of 1000 IDR, who is not in here at the moment. In any event, if you have any questions in the chat, type your questions in. Akim, were you able to post the correct sign-in link?
Salakia, sir.
Salaka, other one, I copy and pasted just the single. I copy and pasted the individual sign-in links.
Have there been any
On
complaints
its
that it
own.
hasn't?
Slack, other one, I have not heard any complaints from this link.
All right, then let's assume it's working. Akim, you can go click the link to make sure the link's working. If you do not have your Hebrew name yet, if you're tuning in, of course, I'm sure the brothers mentioned it, but I'll repeat it. Click the sign-in link so that you can sign in so that your attendance can be taken. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get it started. I had two questions, though. I had a question from Officer Shariwan that I did not get the answer yet today, and I had a question from Trooper Barakiala. I believe you had a question as well. You wanted a breakdown or something, correct?
Salaki, Adawan, you answered my question.
Oh, I answered it. Okay. Then Officer Shariwan, let's get your question. And also too, Akim, I might not lose signal, but I might not be able to hear you for a second. So if you see me drop off and come back in, hasn't been working that well with this, okay?
Fine, sir. No sweat, sir.
Okay. Salaki, other one. So I just had a question on proving that the Sabbath or the day starts from evening to evening.
Yeah, let's get the explains the Day of Atonement.
So
I'm not sure.
Salaki,
Yeah, I'm not sure what you could hear. I faded out for a second. Give me Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Give me the Day of Atonement. All right, give me the Day of Atonement. Get me the first day, Genesis, the first chapter. I'll start with those two. So you all, Akim, so you all know. Okay, go ahead, Zabadja.
No, so like this, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay,
I
fine. No
was
problem.
saying I have the Day of Atonement.
Okay, hold Day of Atonement. Hold Genesis 1, where it says, where it mentions the first day. It'll say what made the first day, what constitutes a day. Of course, all of you know that from our slave master, we have been taught that the day starts at 12 a.m. midnight. That's about as dumb as believing that January 1st is the start of the new year when there's nothing growing January 1st. January 1st in Canada, nothing's happening except bears hibernating and everyone staying indoors and using the underground cities that you have in Toronto and in Montreal. There's not a damn thing growing, a damn thing moving above ground. All you're trying to do January 1st in Canada is hobble over to the bus stop before you get frostbite or scrape your car out of 2 feet of ice. Okay, there's nothing going on. Nothing's alive January 1st. So to say January 1st is a new year is ridiculous. And to say that some arbitrary time in the middle of the night when few people are up, except for your drug dealer, your prostitute, your OnlyFans model, your thief, your robber, etc., that somehow constitutes a new day. That's another lie as well. And again, it's not. I'm not saying it's a sin to be up past midnight. What I'm saying is that the seedier businesses come out. The seedier people tend to come out at night, where they're under the guise of the night because they're cowards in many cases. Okay, murderers, shooters, etc., will come out at night. Most of them to do what they do in broad daylight. Okay, that's of course another ridiculous lie. All right, let's get the Day of Atonement, Zabaji.
Khan, another one, Khan. The Day of Atonement, Salakia, sir, one moment. I have Leviticus 23, the verse 7. Salakia. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 27. I'll start at 26. And the Lord spake,
Yeah, I
saying
lost.
unto
I just lost the audio. I can't hear anything. So I'm gonna come out and come back in. Bear with me 1 second.
Khan, another one,
Zabaji,
Khan.
you can read the scripture again, and I'll break it down when I come back.
Khan, another one, Khan. Right. So we're in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, you have the high holy days that the Most High told us to celebrate, right? So I'm going to read from verse 26 to 27. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 27, right? So the Lord told Moses what days that we're supposed to follow, what days we're supposed to keep, right? And Moses' job was to tell the children of Israel, which he did, right? Verse 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, right? So in the 7th month, right? That's the month that the Day of Atonement is in, right? In the 7th month, right? We don't calculate the the calendar the same way that the the oppressor does. Right? Our calendar went off the moon. But I'm going to continue. Verse 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. Right. So this was a day we're supposed to celebrate. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. Right. Holy meaning it's a separate gathering. This is not Christmas time. This is not Halloween. This is not anything else. Right. But it's separate unto the Lord. Right. I'm going to read the verse one more time from the top. This is
Please do,
Leviticus
daughter.
23, 27. Right. Also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Okay, skip that. Take me where it says even to even. Go ahead.
So yeah.
It should be on the Day of Atonement where it says even the 9th even, the 10th even, or you know what it might be? It might be the Passover. If it's not there,
So
go ahead.
I have it in 32.
Yeah,
It
go ahead. Read
shall,
that.
Leviticus 23, 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From
At what?
even, at even.
Okay.
From evening to evening.
From
Salakia.
dawn. Read it again.
From evening unto evening shall ye
You see that
celebrate
option?
your Sabbath.
You see that, Sharywan? It said, I believe this is still on the Day of Atonement, right?
Concert.
Yeah,
Also,
it's the Day of Atonement, which is on. Go ahead. It's the Day of Atonement, which is on the 10th day, correct? Is that what it says in 27?
Salakia. Concert.
Yeah,
On the
it's on the
on the
10th
10th
day. It's on the 10th day, Officer Sharywan. So why now in verse 32 does it say the 9th day at even, Officer Sharywan?
Slack, because the day starts at even.
Then even is the 10th day. Because when that sun sets and you no longer see the sun in the sky, then it is actually the 10th day. How do you know that? Because in verse 27, it says the Day of Atonement is celebrated on the 10th day. But on verse 32, it says the 9th day at even to even. You shall celebrate it because even the 9th day to even the 10th day is the 10th day. The days start and end in the evening of Fishari 1, or what we now call uh, um, dusk. They've actually got it flip flopped, and all these philosophies come from revolting from your father, who is one West. They've left the truth not because of believing that is the dawn is the new day, but they left the truth. Many of them because they've had they were sleeping with prostitutes or they were part of the gay community. That's what you always want to do, Akim. These
Con,
questions are never about when your day starts. These questions are never about um, when is the Sabbath? Is the Sabbath a new moon? Is the holiday a new moon? That's never what it's about. This is about a few things. This is about drugs or this is about lust. That's all the world. That's the reason why the school isn't flooded with people. There's two reasons: is drugs and lust. And what you want to always hone in on is that when someone is not agreeing with what you are saying, which is the truth, it is because of those two reasons and those two reasons only. Those three: drugs, lust, and a refusal to love your brother and the love of the other nations. That's all this is. That's all this is about. Any argument that you get into with anyone, it's about those three things. That's all it's about. Okay, that's all it's about. That's all it comes down to. This battle has nothing to do with the dawn or dusk. They don't. Who the hell cares? Okay, the day starts whenever we say it starts. Okay, that's how it works. And people believe otherwise because when you go back and do the research and do the history, they didn't want to stay a part of this lifestyle because it's too hard. It's too tough for them. Okay, and so you want to have that in your mind all the time when you're battling, but you want to, of course, answer their question. That's what Christ did. The scriptures say this: Christ, knowing their thoughts, answered them. Okay, Christ, the one you call Christ, Yahushua, when you read his battles, he almost never ever answered the Sadducees and Pharisees' question directly, and they would piss them off. Okay, and what we do, how we battle, pisses people off as well. Why don't you just answer the question? Why don't you just answer the question? Of course, we do answer the question, but you always want to attack their agenda. When people ask those questions, in many cases, there's a hidden agenda behind it. It's not about dawn or dusk. It's about me
yeah.
doing what I want and you not telling me what to do. That's what it's about, which is lust. So this is the reason why the school isn't filled with people, because what we're saying right now, what you all are saying right now, this video should get millions of views. There's no reason. There's no reason this video doesn't get millions of views. None. There's absolutely no. There's no reason this video doesn't get millions of hits. There's no reason why you're not on CBC News every week. You're not battling Catholics, etc. The only reason that these videos get whatever amount of views that they get is because people want to get high, people want to have sex with and have orgasms with who they want to have orgasms with, and people hate each other and love the enemy. That's all. That's all that there is to it. Okay, and I would have you without cares, as Paul would, not being so careful and, well, let me piece this together. Of course, I'm not saying that your question was wrong or bad, Officer Shari One. You want to have these breakdowns, but just know that's all it's about. All right.
Con, Salaki, sir. I had actually, when you had said that, I had actually kind of got the argument there, in the sense that I said the only reason you believe in the new moon and things like this is because men left the truth. And so
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
and so I kind of brought it to um, Proverbs, where it says the Most High hates a man that sows discord amongst brethren, and I was kind of touching on the topic of just men who are disloyal. And the part of where my question was coming from to you, I think I'm kind of looking more for, like, what's the spirit I should be in when I have these conversations? Like, should I even be, because from my standpoint, a lot of these times I don't even feel the debate. I'm not even trying to win a battle or anything. I'm just trying to have a conversation. But is it wrong for, like, is it wrong for me to, how do I put it? Like, am I running from a conversation if I don't get into like the petty back and forth about whether a day starts at even or dawn?
Well,
If
what
that
you want
makes
to do,
sense.
yeah, I understand your question. What you want to do is prove what it actually is, because you have the burden. All of you in this class, I hope you know this. All of you have the burden of always being right. All right, that is a very, very heavy burden. Most people, no one in the world claims that. Everyone in the world claims that they have my truth. I never ever want to hear that either. I'd never ever hear a man, first of all, or an officer or trooper say my truth. It's not masculine. There is no my truth. If you're dealing in emotions, an emotional state of mind, there is your truth. There's my truth. There's one truth. The sun rises and the sun sets. When the moon is at certain stages, you have high tide. At certain times of the year, hurricanes run through and flood different areas of the United States. That's just a fact. That's not based in emotion. That's based in hot and cold air science, logic. That's what that's based in. There is no my truth or what have you. So, but in any event, I don't want to get too far off the topic. You want to prove what's right. You want to prove what's right, and then if they do not hear you, shake the dust off your boots. You don't want to get into back and forth with them, because to someone looking, you'll just be you look as dumb as them. Cut them. They don't want to listen. They don't hear it. Lord be with you. That's what we say, and we keep it pushing. You don't want to waste time getting in long, drawn out battles with fools that don't even deserve your attention. All of you should be thinking that you are the most important people in Canada, because you are. They can't just walk up to who's that brother that won the try the decathlon or whatever from Canada. You know what I'm talking about? He got gold in something. Felix?
Yes, sir. That's a young brother, Andre DeGrassi.
Yeah, Andre DeGrasse. You can't just walk up to Andre DeGrasse and start arguing with him about track and field, because you would take you to a track and he would embarrass you. He would jog
Right.
backwards you. He would jog backwards and beat you. That's how you all have to feel about your knowledge of the scriptures. Anybody comes to you, you just embarrass them. Okay, so you want to cut them. You want to teach them the truth, which is what I showed you. You want to go into the scriptures that they're pulling. So let's pull like the main scripture that they use. Show you one
Con, so,
to
so
say
like, I don't want, even the scriptures they pulled, I found it was a very poor job of trying to explain their point. But I'll bring up one. Um, I think the better one was in Mark.
Oh,
Mark 16 and verse 1.
is it where Christ said, "Are there not 12 hours in a day?" Or no?
Salaki out of one. What's that?
Never mind. Just read the verse. All right.
Kind of concept. Mark chapter 16 and verse 1 to 2, and it reads, "And when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of James and Salome had bought sweet spices that they might come and anoint him." Verse 2, "And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun."
It doesn't say the first day of the week started. Even if you read it, I think it said at the end of the Sabbath. So the Sabbath had ended. Then it was early in the morning, and then they went out. So what you the scene that the writer, who's Mark, I think, the scene that the writer's trying to portray is that they were up all night grabbing these spices together. It's because the King of Kings and Lord of Lords died a common death, and died as someone that was not popular. All right, that was hated by the people. So that doesn't say dawn. It just says in the morning on the first day of the week. So you can imagine that Sabbath is over, meaning what? The sun is down. How do you know the Sabbath is over when the sun is down? Shari one, you'll run them right to Leviticus 23, and it was 27, and then go to verse 32, even to even. So after the evening sun was set, they didn't get to go out with these spices until the sun rose. They pulled an all-nighter, so you can understand. That's all that they did. They pulled an all-nighter to get these spices together to give this man a proper burial. This man who is now on the right hand of the throne of the Father. That's all that happened. But yeah, that's a poor breakdown of dawn being the start of the day. But I just said early in the morning. So that's how you
Yeah,
would break down that.
sir. And so, like all those verses I sent you, none of them say that it starts at the dawn. So
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
exactly sure where they were drawing it from.
Yeah, you don't want to waste our time. You spend your time trying to get into their breakdown to understand it. You do want to a Christian's breakdown of the Gentiles. You do want to know a Christian's breakdown of God loves everybody. A Christian's breakdown of the law being done away with, so that you know, of course, what it's by and how to cut it. But with some of these, like especially like on Clubhouse, some of these just maniacs, these cats that smoke a joint and then turn on Clubhouse because they heard they were an Israelite off of 4 YouTube videos, or they've been
Yeah,
watching they were watching YouTube videos for what 2 months or a year even, or
yeah.
you've been on YouTube for 2 years and now you know everything. Um, I wouldn't focus on the breakdowns too much. That's just you know the breakdown now, and you just explain it that way. Right?
Sir, Kawada.
Go on, I end the bar. Any other questions?
Salaki, sir, I do have a question.
Okay, Zabaja, you're out. I'm gonna get you next. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Zabaja.
Khan, sir, Salaki, sir. Uh, on the Monday, which is the 6th, right? We do have the memorial of blowing trumpets, right? And I understand that a lot of these high holy days that we celebrate are victories or something triumphant that the Most High did for the children of Israel as we walked out of Egypt, right? So my question was, for the memorial of blowing trumpets, is this about a specific war, or like just all the times we go into battle blowing trumpets? And if it is, where can I find it in the scripture?
Okay, you can look up when we blew the trumpets at Jericho. I think it's before this. It might be in Exodus, but I could be mistaken. I believe the specific battle, to answer your question, the specific battle this is referring to is Jericho. You've heard of the walls of Jericho falling. You've heard that term before, right?
Khan, I will Khan, sir.
Yeah. So we were told by the Most High to encamp Jericho, stay outside for a certain amount of time. I believe it was about 3 days or so, or 7 days, and then on the third or the last day or whatever, blow these trumpets. Well, we blew the trumpets, and the walls fell, and we took that city like like a hot knife through butter, right?
Khan, I will Khan, sir.
And so, what the point of that is that we always remember that if we do what the Most High says, and if He's on our side, there is no battle we cannot win. The point of these high holy days is so that you can remember the great and miracle like acts that your fathers did. And these days have been kept so that when we are old, when we are, past the days of Egypt, past the days of Jericho, past the days of Babylon, we will be able to read and draw inspiration from these stories. The scriptures say this in Romans 15:4. That which was written before time were written for our learning. We need the high holy days now more than ever. In the kingdom, of course, we'll be celebrating it, but the Passover, it'll just be the Passover. It'll be like the white man's Christmas. Everyone understand? It'll just be something we do every year. We'll make advertisements for it, and everyone on the planet Earth will celebrate it. There'll be Chinese in Wuhan. They'll be celebrating. They'll be slaughtering lambs, etc. So whatever backwoods, backwashed Japhite in the sticks of Russia or in the Polynesian islands, he'll be celebrating it. There will be no consumption of pork and all those other things. No OnlyFans, prostitutes, etc. But now the Passover is like it's a once in a lifetime event. Why? Because these stories now take on a much greater meaning because we need those stories to happen now. You understand? Like we need Jericho. We need Jericho to happen now. Have you seen
Khan, I
Negroes
will
out
Khan.
here? Whoever isn't draped in a rainbow flag and packing more fudge than a Hershey's plant is working for the slave masters, a white supremacist, killing other Negroes, and then so dumb to go rap about it, sell drugs and rap about it. I still can't understand that.
Yeah.
That you never saw The Sopranos sing an opera about the Gambinos, the Luchas or whatever that they killed, that they smoked in the damn spaghetti shop. You never hear about that. You don't hear about them getting on a Frank Sinatra album and talking about the man they ruled a drive-by on. Okay, but the Negro, Latino, Native American is so damn dumb and destroyed in this damn place that we commit crime and tell everybody we did it. The worst criminals on the planet Earth. We need divine intervention. And what happened in many of these stories was just that, divine intervention. Okay? Read the scripture about Jericho.
Salakia, sir. I'm gonna find it. One moment, sir.
If you can't look it up, please. Also, what I'll do is I'll send the breakdown for these high holy days so that you can understand them. All right. Also, to everyone tuning in, next Wednesday, September 15th, is the Day of Atonement. For many of you, this will be your first Day of Atonement. There is no food, no water to be consumed on this day, the whole day, from even to even. So from the even of from nighttime of the 14th to the nighttime of the 15th, no food, no water, no gum, nothing. Of course, you're not going to walk around with your breath stinking. Okay, we're not idiots. We're not a Buddhist. You would brush your teeth, but you don't. You spit the water out as much of it as you can. Spit it all out. Spit all the toothpaste out. Brush your teeth. Put oil in your face. Lather up. Put your ladies put your perfume on. Brothers, put your Tazariak oils on. Put your fourth dimension on, and go walk into work like nothing happened. All right, that's in the Bible. All right, I will explain to you how to keep the Day of Atonement in the spirit of your ancestors, not in the spirit of the fake Jew, not in the spirit of a Christian, all right, or a Muslim, like the way the Muslims celebrate Ramadan. I just want to put that out there. That's coming up. All right. Read about Jericho.
Sir, I have Jericho starting in Joshua 6.
Joshua.
Sir. I'll read verse 1.
Matter of fact, let's read on. Okay, just drop this then, because I can't say that this isn't the precept for the war. But what this is where what I just mentioned occurred. But let's read the memorial blowing of trumpets in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter.
Sir.
All right. While he gets that as well, what I said earlier, Akim, should reign true in all of you. It should resonate with all of you that you have the burden of always being right. So always be right. If there's something you don't know, if there's a situation you don't know how to handle, you call and get counsel. I still call and get counsel about certain things, about how to answer this, how to answer that. I still come in with questions, etc. I think I just lost sound, so I can't hear anybody else. But in any event, I'm going to say this before I drop out and come back in. Akim, you have the burden of always being right. You have the burden of always doing what's right. All right. So what you want to do is you want people that are around you to see you and say, damn, he has the truth. Without knowing any scriptures, without knowing anything about what you teach, they should see you, see how you operate, see how you carry yourself at your slavery and your day-to-day lives and say, damn, that brother is exceptional. Wow, that sister is exceptional. That's the burden that we have. People know and we know we have the truth, not by the number of breakdowns we know, not by the amount of history we know. I know a little bit of history, biblical history, and world history. As you know, I know a lot about different sciences and things like that. But the way you know that I have the truth is not by any of those things. The way you know the truth is by how I treat you. It's by how I operate around your children, how I operate around your wives, how I operate around you, and how I operate around my people in the world. Okay? This kindness that I give you, I also allot. I also lend to brothers and sisters who do not deserve it, brothers and sisters that are in the world. And I expect all of you to do the same. And so that's how people know that we're in the truth. And all of you are burdened to have that responsibility. And I better hear that everyone in Canada is doing just what I said. That goes for sisters as well. If you're someone who wants to be a part of this organization, you can't be a goddamn hypocrite like the conscious community. That's why the conscious community is getting kicked in their teeth now, because they talk a good game. They talk about herbs and healing people and taking in good food and taking in good information, but they don't put out that which is good. They're not saying things that are good to people. They're not doing what's right by 14-year-old girls. And I expect the men of One West to do what's right by everyone. All right. So with that, I'm going to come out and come back in. I'm going to answer. I'm going to break down the memorial blowing of trumpets and start to break it down, just the high holy day, and then we're going to end the class. But I got to bounce out real quick, and I'm going to come back in as I can't hear a thing. All right.
Salakia, while we wait for Officer 5000 of Bond to get back in, I'm going to read out of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, from verse 24. So I'll start from verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath of a memorial of blowing trumpets and holy convocation. Right? So again, the Lord is always telling us, like, he gave us days. These are days of, just like Officer 5000 of Bond said, right? These are days that the Lord, he right, Salakia. Can Akim hear me?
Kana on Khan.
Salakia, I'm gonna hand the class back over to Officer 5000 of Bond.
All right. Thought Akim. All right. Let's get the breakdown. Let's read out Leviticus 23rd chapter. Let's get out the
So I have
memorial
it right
blowing of
here.
trumpets. Also, Akim, on look out for like Wednesday or Thursday, Friday at the latest. I'm going to post a breakdown of the Day of Atonement, how to keep it, how to follow it. Not following the Day of Atonement is a grave error. It's a high holy day you want to keep. It's a day of fasting. It's the only day of fasting required by the Lord. I will go into the full breakdown. I will spare no expense. You will get your money's worth. I will go into the carnal benefits of fasting, and I'll go into the, of course, firstly, I'll go into the point of the Day of Atonement, why it's required, what it is for, and then go into the benefits, other benefits of fasting as well, and monitoring your eating, eating to the point of satisfaction, not to the point of filling an unending hole, and then also being content with what you have. If you can go without food or water for a day, you can go without sex. If you can go without food or water, you can go without opening your mouth on social media, telling everybody what's going on. If you can go without food or water, you can go without breaking or bending when someone's saying that they're, done with you, or you're being threatened or things like that. You can go without food or water. You can handle anything that this life has to throw at you, because food and water are a necessity. It's life necessity. I'll go through that breakdown on Wednesday. Let's do the memorial blowing the trumpets, and then we'll wrap it up. If you're tuned in, they posted the sign out link. Sign out with your name and location, so you can count your attendance. The brothers are hosting the memorial blowing of trumpets. If you're in Canada, you don't know where the memorial blowing of trumpets is, you need to message me on Facebook, I.S.U.P.K, so I can put you in the Canada chat so you can receive all official updates from the school. All right. We're having a feast day. I expect that feast day to be packed. There's more people coming in. Come through. All right. We're not sharks. We don't bite. All right. Go ahead, Officer Zabaju.
Khan. Leviticus 23, verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath a memorial of blowing of trumpets and
So on
holy.
Monday, so on Monday night, it's the Sabbath. Monday night to Tuesday night, it's the Sabbath. What does that mean? That means that if you can take off your slavery, take off. If you cannot take off your slavery, then go in. The sin is not on you. The sin is on your employer, and he's going to get the COVID-19 for bringing you into the goddamn stupid ass job to push paperwork or to cut grass or dig holes, okay, or flip burgers, okay, or make Timmy's coffee. He's going to get the COVID-19, or he's going to he or she is going to catch the next plague, all right, for bringing you in on the day of the Lord's rest. All right. But if you own a business, your employees, they'll be given that day off. Okay. Again, if that's at all possible. Now, it's a day of rest. The day of rest is to remember the blowing of the trumpets. The trumpets were blown before we went to war. It's always it was established and it's practiced to this day, so we can always remember that war is imminent. War has been imminent upon us for the last 2 or 3,000 years. So the Lord, in establishing these holidays, always recalls in our mind how to operate in a warlike environment. So what this holiday is for is to remember when we had to go to war, is to remember when the trumpets had to be blown. Why is that important for now? Because the trumpets are going to be blown. Okay? Michael is going to come down with a shout, and the angels will come and level America. So it's important to understand that there have been wars that have happened in the past. The trumpets were blown before war, which is today important because war is coming. Continue reading.
Verse 20, verse 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
And it further breaks down what you do and don't do on the Sabbath. The Sabbath is just a day where you would not do any servile work you do for a service. Okay? If you're a hotel, you know, what they call those people. But if you're the woman at the hotel that knocks and puts in fresh towels, that's your servile work. Servile work is not going to the gym. Servile work is not taking your kids out and playing catch. Servile work is not you making dinner for yourself, because again, food and water is a necessity. You need to eat. Should eat at least once at least maybe twice a day. Your kids, that's definitely a necessity. You have to cook, or have a meal at least for them. Okay, so you cooking is not servile work. It's not a service. If you are a cook, the place that you cook, fast food, what have you, that is your servile work. Okay, so it always breaks down what you do and don't do. The only thing the Sabbath requires is that if at all possible, you take a day off your slave. If you're an employer, your employees wouldn't come in. Outside of that, you can do whatever you want. It's your day. Okay, it's a day of rest. That's all it says. All right. And during this day of rest, we would remember when the trumpets are blown. The trumpets traditionally were blown before war. Continue.
Verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
All right, so that's it. This day is to always make sure memorial blowing trumpets us are we're always prepared for war, and that we recall our call to mind that trumpets signify war. It's to keep us wartime prepared. In the white man's world, in America, they have something called wartime preparedness or something like that for the military. We would have it every year and make it a feast. Okay, that's what Black people, Latinos, and Native Americans would do. All right, so that we would always remember the trumpet, so that we would always be in a mind state that is ready for war, and understand that war can come, and understand that the Lord is a man of war. Does everyone understand that?
Khan, out of Khan.
All right, so they each have. That's the purpose of the memorial blowing of trumpets. Also, it's the first day. I believe it's on the first day of the month. The first day of the month is the new month. On the new month, the trumpets were blown. Okay, so when you read about the new moon and them saying the new moon is a high holy day, the scripture where it says blow you the trumpet on the day appointed on the feast. This is the feast that it is referring to. It is the memorial blowing of trumpets, which is on the new moon, the first day of the 7th month. All right. The new moon is not a high holy day. However, the memorial of the blowing of trumpets is. You can't find the new moon anywhere in Leviticus 23rd chapter. Leviticus 23rd chapter. These are the high holy days. So days like this is also important. Days, the Feast of Purim is not a high holy day. The another one. What's another one? Maccabees. Hanukkah, what the slave master calls Hanukkah. Hanukkah is not a high holy day. Those are memorials, okay, that we have. The memorial of blowing of trumpets is a feast day. Leviticus the 23rd chapter. These are your feasts. Those are important. Those other days are important days in our history that we commemorate. Memorial of blowing of trumpets is wartime preparedness and his understanding that war can come at any time. And the Lord, being a man of war, wanted his people to always learn and understand that war can come. Does everyone understand?
One time.
All right, so with that being said, the memorial blowing of trumpets, Monday, September 6th, sundown. If you're in Toronto, Officer Zabadja, after I leave, he'll give you the address. If you're in Montreal, you will make your way to Priest Officer 1000 Adiyar's crib. There'll be brothers there, there'll be sisters there, there'll be food there, there'll be drink there as well. All right, Officer 1000 IDR is hosting the Montreal Memorial blowing of trumpets at his place. There'll be the brothers and sisters in Montreal will gather there. Brothers and sisters in Toronto will gather at the location that Officer Zabadja will give after I take my leave. All right, I'm Priest Officer 5000 Abun, teaching the class, finishing up the class, I.S.U.P.K Canada. Check out all the classes. All right, ramping up. All right, we're planning a trip. I will be in Canada, boots on the Canadian soil, maple syrup in hand, put in the microwave very, very soon. All right. To again, greet all of you brothers, greet all the new brothers and sisters, etc.
Right.
To anoint all of you and give all of you my blessing, and the power that I have received in the Most High and His great Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. All right. With that being said, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, come to the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Alathan Bashim Yahshua to the sisters. Shalom.
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, Bashim Yahushua Rakatah.
Clap it up. I'm going to give the I.S.U.P.K security announcement. I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. New to new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be civilian only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra, which is tenth in Hebrew, 10% of every penny the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest one, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocations. We will be celebrating the memorial of blowing trumpets in Toronto at 321 Windermere Avenue in Toronto. If you need directions or you're trying to come, we'll be again at 321 Windermere Avenue Monday night, right? Celebrating the memorial of blowing trumpets. This is the Lord's High Holy Day, right? If you also have any questions, you could message Officer 5000 Avon at Avon UPK, or you can message myself or Officer Adiyar, depending on the city. And you can message me for Toronto or Officer Adiyar for Montreal. And don't forget, you can always get in contact with Officer 5000 Avon. Reminder to the Akim and Aqua to check isupk.com, right, for any up and coming information. Also, we have a new channel alert, Black Watch News, blackwatch.news. That's a new website and a new channel. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot shirts, pants, headband, /scarf. Right. With that said, men of Israel and Majum. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel and Majum Shabbat. Imajum. Rock. Yahweh Hashem Yashar Barakatah. Yahweh, which means hands down. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajum Shabbat. Imajum. Barak. Yahweh Shema Al-Thun Ba'Hashem Yahweh. Yahweh Matah. Class dismissed. Class it up.